in South Africa, because of our multicultures and all the different languages and all the different dialects we speak, we have a really, I would say, a really fantastic pool to tap into, you know, to get inspiration for music and so forth.
This is the time now, and you got 3 months to do X, Y, and Z. Do it.
Artlifers it started as a collective, or a creative collective of people just wanting to support each other, like supporting each of our hustles. But then now it's growing into something bigger, like collective resources have given us a radio show and have made us collaborate with other projects that are still going to come through, you know what I'm saying?
How many more licks will it take till I get to the center? Cause I've been at it since 8:15. Can't take you better glow in the dark.
We can't define Artlifers right now, but it's bigger than what he had intended to do.
Yeah, I mean, everyone at Artlifers is like incredible force by themselves. Like, everyone is a dope brand. So together it's like one really dope person at your school times 9.
Yeah,
that's how we are.
When I was young, I was just doing everything. It's like, I started inspired to do whatever. I was like ADD. Just that, this. I'm just gonna do everything. I want to do it all.
Yeah.
Because when you're under 30, you can do it all, and you should do it all. You got to find who you are and where you are as a person and as yourself.
And that's also why our sort of mantra is reality imagined, because we feel like we can do anything that we put our minds to, anything that we imagine as a collective. Because let's say I come up with an idea right now, I put it forward to the people, to the guys in the group, the 9 people in the group, and we are gonna go delve deeper into that idea and make it bigger than it is, you know what I'm saying? So that's the whole idea of collective imagination, and that's how it works.
We have music compilers who are me and him, and a lot of the stuff we play is independent indie rap basically, and other genres of, in terms of rap, sort of indie rap. So we want to put, it's basically we're trying to help people find their next favorite rapper. Well, right now rap is a lot, it's grown as a genre, especially in the open space, because of musical house was the most dominant genre, and now rap is the most dominant right now. And what you're seeing is also a lot of localization in terms of it being influenced with a lot of white dope. That's the trend right now, but it's still being influenced a lot by overseas, like in many ways, but it's growing as a genre. That's good to see as well.
Also, like in terms of the local hip hop scene, I feel like a lot of artists are owning their culture now. It's sort of like when we were playing Squatter Camp back then, and obviously they sort of broke out with the whole vernac rap thing and they made it pop. But back then it was more, rap in English, underground, boom bap, you know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang Clan, we out here. But now we have different variations of rap and local rap within South Africa. You have AKA who's doing his own thing, like the whole sound, he's mixing it up, he's creating his own, you could call it, I don't want to call it a subgenre, but he's creative with it, and then you have people like OK Malone Kukat, who's also localizing culture references, you know what I'm saying, culture references, and he's taking, and it's not like we're not influenced by the world, because Boys and Bucks, they have like a dubstep beat, Zwinkel van Dijk, but then what do they do with it? They take it to Imlas, they take it to Joburg, they take it to Soweto, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like the game is at a good place right now.
Yeah. I especially love the fact that we're using cultural references now as well. We're drawing from our local culture, even in terms of the fashion. Like on Umsongo Fontaine, Balon Kukat was wearing Umpasel. That's like kinds that Zulu traditional artists would wear. But he flipped those and he made them tracksuits. So in terms of the fashion, all of it is sort of coming full circle to a point where people are waking up to what's around them, and they see, let's actually take what we have and flip that and put that into the scene as well. So it's basically rap right now is making South African culture.
That's why rap is popping more than any genre in South Africa right now.
The best thing, the thing that I'm most excited about in hip hop, especially Joburg hip hop, like hip hop in Cape Town has always been very much like in that local flavor. It always had that kind of thing, and it always had that like even from back in the days, like Max Normal days, and I used to rap with a crew in which was playing with Isaac Mutant and those kind of guys, and Brasse van die Kop and those guys. The nice thing about that was they always kept their own, like they had their own flavor on that side, and what always like I kind of had which wasn't that great about the Joburg scene back in the day was everyone sounded a lot like American rappers. And I think that's the most exciting thing for me, is that that's completely changing. The new stuff that's coming out, like Casper and that kind of stuff, and it's like so like locally flavored, which is really nice. So because that's what makes it special. Like you can't, if you're in South Africa and you're making music and you want people to listen to the music and you want your music to last, you have to make music that people can't find anywhere else. If you rap and you sound like, and you try and copy an American rapper, there are a million American rappers, and you will get lost always. You might be a flavor for a month or a little bit, and then there will be someone else that will just replace you. But the importance about South African hip hop and what South African hip hop artists are starting to see a lot is that if you create a genre and you create something that they can't find anywhere else, then they have to come to you always to find that. And that's very important. That's what I always concentrated on from the start, was to create something that they can't find anywhere else. So people, if they want to listen to my style of rap, they have to come to my shows. I think I most concentrated on always where I didn't want to sound like anyone else in Afrikaans either. Because it was easy because I was rapping with a lot of mostly with the colored rappers and stuff. Like my friends, all that were rapping with me were all colored, and I had a colored accent. So I was always scared of sounding like that and kind of getting an accent that's not my own.
Oh, Dempsey Hustle.
Sure, boy. I'll see you.
Are you done? Sure. Rap, I think rap has always been the dynamics have always been crazy. It's always been a mixture of different sounds. It's always been like a blend of all sorts of stuff. Right now, I think it's just good to see so many people. Like, this culture wasn't meant to be a culture where a few people eat. It was meant to be a culture where everybody can eat, everybody can get put on. And I think that's what's happening now. Everyone can sort of make something, make a living out of this. Not be seen like they're just doing something on the side, you know? That's my favorite thing about it. Is that everyone can get a chance, everyone's got a chance to do something. And we are influenced by our tradition and our traditional music and our black music with tradition. We're influenced by that. It's all really one thing. The only distinction that you can really have is how deep it goes to each other's side. You know what I mean?
When we started listening, it was very American derived. Now it's like we found our own places. I think we found our own places actually. Speaking about like South African experiences now.
Yeah.
Some of that is purely like you have to be from South Africa to understand.
Yeah, the stories are realer, you know what I mean? It's not even about language or what music is being sampled or anything like that. It's more the stories. They are about South Africa and they're relevant to our soil, you know what I mean? All of the references, like before, like it was more this airy-fairy political stuff that people rapped about.
Some people couldn't relate to it.
Yeah, you can't relate to it, but it was quite universal, you know, at that time. But like now, it's been directed and modified to South Africa. So we have found our voice. We're now comfortable telling our own stories. It's sort of like film, even, you know what I mean? Like our film has actually evolved in South Africa. Like at first, we started off only telling political stories, and now we're telling any sort of story. So
shows like
you know, even movies like
it's switched
got movies like Hard to Get or Number, you know, it's nothing about political stuff. Like it's just stories that are about here. You know what I mean? You know, cars. Like, you know, you're talking about cars that are iconic to us.
Yeah, there's classic cars to
little things like that. So we have found our voice. We have found our stories and relevant to us now. Yeah.
Hip hop is taken seriously as a business. You know, people can make a living from hip hop. It's not a hobby anymore. It's not by lost kids who didn't know what they were doing. It's like business now. It's in the corporate, and there's like too many memories of hip hop. Like we have Back to the City, we have SA Hip Hop Awards, we have Scrambles for Money. We have like a lot of big hip hop events that are happening in the country.
Senoritas like Guantanamera, uyaphanda push posh Panamera, slahla matende.
You see, hip hop is universal, and hip hop originally it was born from sampling. So at that time, it will depend on what people are sampling at that time. Because when it started, they were sampling James Brown, George Clinton, Marvin Gaye, whatever the 70s sound, you know. And then there was P. Diddy, who was sampling the 80s, the Diana Ross and whoever, you know. And now, like in South Africa, we are sampling Kwaito, you know, we're calling it New Age Kwaito. But with sampling, with sounds, it doesn't last forever. The good thing about the New Age Kwaito is it's ours. The only artist who released an album which was like New Age Kwaito from track 1 to finish was KO. You know, even other guys like Riky Rick and Casper, they do have New Age Kwaito songs, but when you listen to the whole album, it's they got Turn Up and whatever, you know. So they do like 2 or 3 songs. Only KO did that, you know. So I'm not sure about the future of it, if it would last, you know, if everybody's gonna jump on it. So, but we do have a sound, we just need to exploit it.
I don't know, the Skanda wave is interesting, but everybody's gonna start fucking jacking Kid X's flow. So I'm waiting for that train to start. Quest already did it, but whatever. Then, yeah, like it's just gonna be a Skanda wave, dog. Fuck. KO is God. Full stop. KO is the greatest MC to come out of South Africa. Have you heard Skanda Republic? That thing is a fucking masterpiece. What KO did was he took a hyper realistic sort of depiction of SA and just...
We know that hip-hop is a culture and a movement that have always been inspired and influenced by different musical styles, all the way from jazz to reggae to rock, funk and soul. And just in South Africa alone, you know, if you look at the types of local music that the phenomenal artists have released, there's a lot of places to go to kind of get inspired. I do notice that there's quite a few artists, you know, that have sampled or have released songs that's got a very distinctive African flavor, and I've noticed the sort of Kwaito flavor starting to creep into hip-hop music as well, and I think that's truly phenomenal. And as that grow and that become popular eventually, you know, I think we'll find our feet and we'll start developing that distinctive South African sound.
Like, as I said, the rap game is diverse. You have your mainstream cats who turn up, and they make those type of songs. You have your frat packs who are conscious cats, you know what I'm saying? And also, I think the performance culture, we were discussing this actually, performance culture in South Africa doesn't really allow for people to come to a show and listen to 16 bars and 3 verses of just pure raps. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's because of the whole house thing and where we come from, people go to a show to dance. And so the rappers have sort of adopted that style. Yo, I need to make people dance when I perform. So I'm gonna make Dog Chevaliers. You know, and I'm gonna make Circle for Dead. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it has more to do with the culture.
My view is quite complimentary. Just reminds me of the track like Common. I used to love you.
Yeah. I used to love her.
I used to love her. This is the thing. Every culture is introduced and goes through stages, like giving birth to a baby. Yeah. So you're born into a family, and you're born into this family. There's an older dude who's 2-3 years older than you. There's younger ones. You're all the same at first. Everybody has the same understanding. But as you grow, you all take different characters. There'll be a dude that turns up, there'll be a businessman in the family, there'll be a dude that goes to church. You know what I mean? That's hip-hop. As soon as it matures, it takes different directions. Does it turn up? Most appreciated because everybody loves having fun. Everybody loves being happy. Then, there's conscious hip-hop. So, you know, there's always the character in the family. Then, it's gospel hip-hop. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just a maturation of hip-hop. It's just that inevitably, the guy that makes everybody happy in the family will be the favorite. Yeah. That's just how it is. Turn up, you make me happy.
Yeah,
fucking support you.
To further elaborate on what he was saying, basically 99% of the time when hip hop is performed or rap is performed in this country, it is performed at a party, you know what I mean? If AK is in Cape Town, he's there at a party, he's not on stage and there's opening acts. So if you're at a party and they just played Hot Nigga, what you need to do is maintain that vibe. So that's the stage we're at now. And in terms of culture as well, that Frypan was saying, to elaborate on that as well, in terms of stages, the way culture evolves is that there's a certain pattern that emerges and then that's broken. So turn up is going to be the main pattern, right? And then somebody's going to come and counter that. And that's going to breed something else, and then something's going to come and counter it. Well, that's how all cultures evolve. So, as a hip hop right now, I think we're probably in the P. Diddy stage in terms of American hip hop. The P. Diddy stage where we're making $1 million videos where it's super commercial. That's where we're at now. We've just broken through in the culture of this underground, and then in time, somebody will come and be the Kendrick Lamar, for example, because right now, mainstream hip hop in the US is your Kendricks, your J. Cole, who are very conscious and who are pushing sort of protest music and very black music.